Lakers fans, I'm joined now after the weekend series by Roosevelt head men's volleyball coach Kelly Magliano. Coach, a tough weekend, a tough opponent. Just give me your overall assessment on this weekend.
I'll give it to you. Overall, I'll give credit to the guys for their fight. Very easily, both yesterday and today, we could have gotten swept and we didn't. We still pushed to fight until the very end, and I think a good theme for us for this year is that resilience piece. And if I were to describe my team to anybody, I would describe them as resilient and have the ability to be able to push through adversity. And we're a little inconsistent in that sometimes, but we always try and find a way. And that's a testament to them and their character. And for that, I'm grateful, because we're going to need that in the big games. And playing Maryville is a big game, and we're fortunate to play the big games. And hopefully the rest of our season goes as planned, and we'll see them again in the conference tournament.
Yeah, I know you're not necessarily one for moral victories, and that's not something that when I was an athlete I liked taking out of games either. But there are things that you can take from games, even in losses. What are some of those things that you can take away as positives from this weekend?
Some takeaways from us is just understanding little things that we need to make a little bit more consistent, right? And something this weekend against Maryville that we needed to pay more attention to was executing our scout report and executing it cleanly. And in the moments that we were playing discipline and clean volleyball were the moments that we were being successful against them, and that we were handling their offense in a way that slowed it down, right? And so some takeaways in that is that we need to keep working on those things and continuing to make that consistent. And then, like I said before, overall, we're a resilient team. And today, we played a very rough sets 1 and 2, and very easily could have rolled over and died in set 3, and we didn't. And we pushed until the very end in set 4. And, that is needed again when we play the big games. And so we'll continue to take that with us as we move forward and continue in conference play.
Yeah, like you said, you could have just rolled over, packed it up, said, let's go enjoy the rest of our weekend, but you guys didn't. The energy was almost completely different in that third set. You guys looked like a different team. What was the message in between the second and third set?
Well, I don't know if my messaging was that appropriate. No, I'm kidding. We went back to reset, so I kind of brought them in, right? It's nice we have the 5 minutes in between sets 2 and 3, which definitely used. And we talked about bringing it back to the basics. We were playing their game, and we were playing too fast. And when we play too fast, sometimes we can get lost and trip over our own feet, right? And so we talked a lot about slowing things down. I think we were looking too much to get a stuff block instead of a positive touch, and we were looking too much to make moves on the block, and that was causing our defense to, not be in the right spot. And so the messaging was, let's play clean, right? Don't do too much. Do the simple things and do the simple things right. And if we can do the simple things right, then we can find ourselves in a rhythm, and once we get in that rhythm, we can start to improve on the tempo that we're pushing offensively, and maybe do things a little bit more complex at the net, right, on the block. But we did that. We came out, we slowed the game down on our side, and we started to play our game a little bit more, and that's what helped us. And we did that in set 4, and unfortunate 5-6 points at the end of it, and ended in a loss. But otherwise they took the reset and went after it. So
Jamestown next week at home, wrapping up your home portion of the season in 2026. It's Rockhurst after the week after that to finish the regular season, then all of a sudden you're in the GLVC tournament. What's the preparation going to look like over these next few weeks as you guys head towards the end of your campaign? Yeah,
so as I said earlier, just really making sure that we're trying to fine-tune some things, right? Like we've gotten better over the course of the year when it comes to our offense and our defense and our serve and pass, but I feel like sometimes we just get lost at the net, and that's something that I want us to improve as we go into Jamestown next weekend. But just continuing to play at a high level every day. And, like I said, this team, if we can stay locked in and stay focused throughout the entirety of a match, then we're winning that match. It's as soon as we let that focus slip just a little that other teams see it and can take advantage. But when we're locked in the entire time, there is no beating us, you know. So just really trying to make sure that we emphasize that in the locker room and the gym, and take that into Jamestown next weekend, and you know, hopefully celebrate Mark to the best of our ability with a couple dubs.
Yeah. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.